Hello guys, welcome back to the crew Wild Run. The crew for newbies part number 8. How to make or save some bugs. That's what we're going to discuss here. A lot of people wondering how to make bugs. In the beginning, if you're new to the game, you think, oh my god, can't make bugs here, but it's pretty easy to earn bugs or save bugs in this game. So we'll go over it eventually. So, the first thing you have to do is you have to go in headquarters and check out which perks can help you get the bugs. You can get extra bugs by putting some perk points on certain things, and you can save bugs by putting some perk points on certain things. So we're gonna have a quick look in the perk shop. That's here next to your collection. There is a perk shop, so you just enter there. So what are we going to look for is things that help us increase the bugs. This one, for instance, if you put 5 points on it, it gives you 10% more XP and dollars or bugs from missions. The next one, it increases the co-op bonus bugs NSP in missions and also in faction missions by 10%. So also there you can win 10% more. This gives 10% more in XP and bugs from skill tests. The same here, 10% more this time from the stunts. So if you do stunts, you can get 10% more. And then you have this one, 10% more XP and bugs from PvP events. PvP events are the multiplayer lobby races, stuff like that. Other than that, you can also save some bugs by putting some discounts on the things that you want to purchase. So, for instance here, 30% off the cost of a new car in a dealer shop, 30% off for the street parts, this one is for the dirt, for the perfect part, raid parts and circuits parts. That's if you go to the tuners and you buy some hoods, color parts, performance parts, then you have to put on those perks. Unfortunately, there are no perks for drift, drag and monster cars, so you have to pay the full price there for these specs. Drift, monster and drag, I have all of them, but for instance a drift spec costs you 400,000, monster 450,000, drag 500,000, but you do not have to pay the specs. You do have to pay for the parts and without perks, because there are no perks available. But you do not need to buy those specs. We will come back to that later. Now, we get 10% more from stunts. What is stunts? Well, it's pretty simple. It's sort of messing around in free drive. On top of my speedometer, you see all kind of bugs arriving with a multiplier. Good drift gives me 50 bucks, drift 38 the bucks, and it all adds up while the multiplier is going. Final result, 749 bucks. So let's try that again. Just mess around a bit, you drift, you hit some things. Also passing a car gives you bugs. Passing oncoming traffic also gives you bugs, and it all adds up and the multiplier goes up again. The idea is to get the multiplier at ×2 and try to get all kind of things going. You can do overtaking cars, drifting, hitting stuff. Final result, 774 bucks. So I just made about 2,000 bucks. Pretty simple actually, by doing fooling around a bit. Just driving in free drive, even if you do a road trip or something, you will get bugs by overtaking cars or passing oncoming traffic and so on. Next up, if you put the map on exploration, you will have a few hundred of these things, landmarks, and you can visit them. If you're new to the game, visiting those landmarks, and there are about 240 out there I believe, and if you visit them you can earn 2,000 bucks from it. So if you visit all of them, you will already earn yourself almost 500,000 bucks. It takes a while. I'm driving up there now, but you can also fast travel there to all those landmarks. And the only thing you have to do is it will be marked on the road, so you have to stop on that and you enter it, and then you get to see a little video. Is it necessary to do the video? No, but well, we'll see. So you enter, and then you sort of see a cutscene, a really short movie. You can toggle the display there, and then you sort of get an explanation what this is here. Gives you some historic or touristic information, and you also get the stats from all these landmarks. As you can see, I have totally visited 242 out of 242. Gives you also an idea which ones you are missing, because you even get sort of a ranking per state. But I've visited them all, so they are all at maximum here. But if you're missing one, then you can see in which state you have to look, and so on. That is if you look at the video, but you do not have to look at the video. You can just enter it. And there you go. Immediately escape. Bam. If you're new to the game, you just made yourself 2,000 bucks by going in and out. And if you do that to all 242 of these landmarks all over the map, as you can see, pretty easy bucks. Next up, faction and PvP. Faction missions are the, if you select faction mission and PvP on your map, the black icons. The yellow one is PvP, that's the multiplayer lobby. So, you can get, because we also put perks on that for missions and faction missions, you also get 10% more. This one, for instance, 4,000 bucks with 10% extra, 4,400. But you also have the big ones. They take over an hour, but they make you 160,000 bucks. If you do these missions with a car that already is full 1299 level and also has all the hoods and the bumpers and stuff like that, you also get bucks from the reward card, which means you get double bucks. So for this mission, it's gonna be a short one. I'm gonna quickly do one. I'm gonna select the car that I grinded with for the street specs. You have to grind with for all the parts to unlock them at the tuners, so that you can buy the parts for your other cars. But there's one car for each spec that you have to do it with, and I for the street spec I used the Skyline, so I'm 100% sure that I have all the parts. It's level 50. I also have the other 33 level 50 parts in my headquarters, so I'm gonna use this car so that I'm 100% sure that I get double bucks. And these things do not take long. It can be a race, it can be A to B race, it can be a checkpoint race. It can also be things like this, where you have to destroy some crates, in this case 70 out of 80, so you do not even have to hit them all. I will miss a few in a second, so that you see you do not have to hit them all. If you miss more than 10 in this case, well, then you probably have to turn around at some point and come back to be able to hit 70 out of them. This is a pretty short one, so I think you got about, I haven't looked at the time when we started, but I think you get 3 minutes for it. There are where you have to do more hits, but then you also have more time. In theory, you can do this with a full stock street car, but then you might have to go for it, because then it might be a problem time-wise. If you come here with a street spec straight from the tuners without parts on it, that's a level 1 car, and that comes with a score of 320. This one is fully upgraded 1299, so I can mess about, miss crates, I will still have time at the end. We have to destroy 70 out of 80, so the counter, you see it going there, 42, 44, and it goes up, and we have to keep on driving till we hit 70 of these things. See, I already missed a few. I also, well, I will miss these two as well. There you go. That means that you have to drive further, and it will take you longer, of course. If you hit them all from the beginning, then there's a chance that the mission will be over, maybe here somewhere. Now I have to go look for another couple of crates. You can sort of follow on your minimap, you can expand it if you want, to see which direction is that you have to go to find these things. I need 2 more, and there are 3 crates or 4 crates here, so mission complete. Because I'm using the car which has all the parts on it, I'm pretty sure that I will get from this reward card bugs as well. So what I'm getting, 4,400 from the reward, and again 4,400 from the mission itself. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds I did this in, and I got myself 8,800 bucks. And you don't need to repair your car, so although I was hitting crates, but within a mission you do not need to repair. The yellow things all over the map are PvP lobbies. Just be aware that in private, if you select private, you do this with friends or something, you can select public or private. If you do it private, you will not get bugs or XP or reputation or anything. So you go public, then you can choose to play with your crew versus another crew, or free for all. So we go free for all, and we're searching for a PvP. That can take a long time, but I was lucky this time and I got in instantly. So we will do 1 race here. The guys are going to select, there are about 7 people in this lobby, including me. They're gonna select a performance spec. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take, normally I should take LaFerrari or the Pagani Huayra and just smoke these guys. I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna make some mistakes. I'm gonna take a car which is not that bad, but also, well, you cannot really follow the Huayras with the Corvette C2, so I'm gonna take this Corvette, although it is a pretty good one though. If you concentrate, or if the drivers are not that good, you might even have a chance with the C2, but normally performance spec you go for the Huayra or the LaFerrari. Why? Well, because everybody's doing it, and those are just the fast cars in that spec. But also here, seeing I used it in a Summit time attack last week or 2 weeks ago, I already have all the parts on this car, so I know that I also here from the reward card I will get bugs as well as from the race itself. And also because of the perks in the beginning that we put on, we also there was one of the perks giving us 10% extra for PvP missions, well, or races. Well, this is a PvP race, or so it is. Now this is a lobby of 7. That means that the top 3 will also gain league points, because this is normal PvP. If you do a summit PvP, that's a PvP lobby within the summit, then you do not have to worry about your personal league, because you will not lose or win points. That summit PvP is based on a bugs ranking, so the more you play, the more bugs you will get, the higher you will be in the ranking. In this case, this is the normal PvP, which is league, and that means you have a ranking. In a lobby of 7 like this, the top 3 will gain some league points. The 4th guy will sort of stay status quo, and the last 3, they will lose league points. That's also a way to work your way up within certain rank. I haven't played much of this PvP. Normally, that is, occasionally I do the summit PvPs, but not normally. So, but by doing so I work my way up from bronze 4 to a gold 1 driver. I should make work of it, play a few nights, normal PvP, try to get myself on platinum. But the point I'm making here is, even although I'm in 5th, I will lose some league points at the end, so normally I would have taken the Pagani here and just smoked these guys, but the point I'm trying to make here is, even if you make only a 5th place, you will still get decent bucks out of these races, as you will see later on. 2 more checkpoints to go and then we finish. This is also a way, if you don't have the time, to do all faction missions, because faction missions take longer. You can get more, especially from the over an hour missions. You can get, by using a car that has all the parts, you can get 350,000 from one mission, but they take over an hour. Or if you do Highway Child, which is in Los Angeles, I believe, that can be done sort of under an hour, 50 minutes or something, gives you 350,000 bucks. But here, from the reward card, even with a 5th place, I'm getting 12,200. Also, from the race itself, I'm getting 12,200. So it's this one race, which took me about 3 minutes and a bit of countdown time, so let's say 3 minutes and a half, and I just won 25,000 bucks by doing one race. So if you don't have much time to play, PvP is the way to go. If you rather do faction missions and you have time to play, then you can also do that. So I'm gonna leave the lobby. I only did one race, but if you play an hour here, you can make quite some bucks. Talking of the faction missions again, you can also send friends. Do not worry about it. It's the system that places the mission for you, but you, in theory, you send friends, but your friends are not bothered by it. They're not gonna mess around. As you can see here, here's a mission going. In 27 minutes I can collect from it. How do you do that? Well, this one for instance is 88,000 bucks. You send friends. The successful rate is 0%. That's not the idea. We want to get that. And this was an 80,000 bucks mission, and you get 10% of it by sending friends. As you can see, I have a couple of missions, friends in missions, so I need to select another one. So I put one in, gives me 70% chance that it will be successful. That's not good enough, so I'm gonna put another one in. Another friend there. There you go. I have 2 friends in this mission now, and I get a 100% successful rate, which means I can launch the mission. It will take 12 hours. There you go, launched, and as you can see, the clock is ticking now. In 12 hours I can collect 8,000 bucks from this mission. I have 4 of the big ones going. Those are 16,000 you can get from those, but you don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to be online. If you come on 12 hours later, you can just collect 16,000 here, 16,000 there, and by doing nothing. So that's something you can do on the background. Then we go to skill tests. These skill tests, 229 bucks for this one. The West Coast, they bring a bit more bucks, 500, 250. But there are jumps and stuff like that. I mean, it can be done in a few seconds. So also there, easy way to make bucks. Seen to get all the awards and stuff like that, you need to get platinum in all of these things as well. So you have to do them at one point. But then you have the summit, as explained in part number 5, how to get there and stuff like that. The summit, it's competition between players with monthly competition, and every week there are 2 qualifiers, and at the end of the month the summit itself. Within the summit there are 3 skill tests, and they give the most bucks of all, the summit skill tests. And they give you 600 bucks if I'm not mistaken. In this case, we're quickly gonna do a precision skill test. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna take a bike here or so. Doesn't matter that much. It matters again because I know that in that case I'm gonna get double bucks because I also have all parts on this bike. So it even doesn't even matter for your score. It does for the summit event, your score matters, but if you're doing this for bucks, it doesn't matter where you finish, you will get the bucks anyway. But of course, if you can get the platinum medal, the price will be better than when you get the bronze or so on. You also need a platinum medal to get your chance on platinum parts and stuff like that. But I have all parts already, so I'm getting 758 bucks from this 600 mission, because I also get 10% with that and stuff like that. That was from the reward card, but also from the mission. So doing this one test gave me 1500 bucks again. Then the summit itself, also here, it's not only the skill tests. The skill tests are sort of outside of the event. You can recognize them by the blue symbol in the middle of in the skill tests. So what we did was the precision skill test for this mission here, for this Bulldog Spirit qualifier. That's what it is. There are all sorts of events. By playing there, you can also earn some bucks. Quickly gonna do a monster arena here. Again here, for the summit qualifier itself, it matters how high you score. If you're doing this for bucks, you can have some fun and mess around. But there is one condition, of course: you need to finish this thing. So you have a clock running. It's 3 minutes, so you have to. It's a 3 minutes run, and you well, you have to do all kind of stunts and stuff like that. Try to make good landings. That's not a good. This was a good landing, but you need perfect landings to get the multiplier ×3. Just messing about here, making some mistakes, and then I'm gonna retry. Now, retrying is not gonna give you bucks, so you have to finish the mission before, or in this case the event, before you get the bucks. Missed a point here again, and so I stop and I retry, which does not give me bucks. But sometimes if you're going for a record or something, well, then you know what you have to do. You know your route, you know your combinations, and if some of them go wrong, you can immediately retry, because you know you're not gonna beat your high top score. And if you have enough bucks, it doesn't matter that much. If you need bucks, then you need to finish. So I'm now quickly gonna run not the record run, because summit events is something I will post later this week, I think. I'm in second place in this monster arena at the moment, and I think I can beat the guy first, because I missed a few markers and one landing in my best run, I believe. So I have to give it a go later on to beat the guy in first place. Not sure what I'm gonna score here, but I'm gonna start messing around somewhere halfway here. So this is definitely not a record run. Already here I jumped through 3 of the 500ers instead of 4, and I only have good landing instead of a perfect landing. So coming here with a score of 10,000 on a perfect run, you come here with a score of 20,000. So making some more mistakes. And so I start messing around for 2 minutes, because the idea to get bucks is you have to finish. Double Misty Flip gives you 2000 points. If I would have taken that 1000 marker, would have given me 5000 points. Because the system, well, it can't really follow. There are jumps out there where you have, like for instance, not sure if you can see it, there are 4 500 markers. If you go through them, well, I'm not a mathematics guy, but 4 times 500 is 2000 in my opinion. So if you do a perfect landing, that should be 6,000. But if you go through them, you only get like 5,000 points. So there's one of those markers that it goes too fast, so it does not count it. It's one of those things. Backflip through the 500, land it perfectly, 2,800 points. But that's something, well, I might come to that in another video, how to do all these stunts, and but it's the same for all these arenas. You have to find your own route, your own combinations, and then try to get a high score. Then look at the scores what others are doing, and then you think, okay, they have more, so which means you have to come up with a new combination here or there, or find yourself a faster route where you can score more points. I'm pretty good in the Monster Arena on PC, which means I'm usually in the summit events top 10 somewhere, if not first. But that wasn't the case. In the beginning I scored 40,000 like I'm doing now, sort of messing around and no idea what I was doing, and then the result will be something like that. But as you could see, my best run 71,000. So, summit events, also there I got 3,600 from the reward card and 3,600 from the mission or the event itself, so 7,200 again for 3 minutes work. By doing the summit event, you also fill up your ESK Progress Extreme Starter Kits bar. It's the orange thing there, and by participating in the events and skill tests for the summit, you fill that bar up. Once it's full, you get a free spec. And that's where the drift, monster and drag things come in, where in the beginning of the video I said do not buy the specs, because you can earn them here. I already have all of them, and as you can see, I even have 23 drift specs. The summit reward is the Mazda MX-5 for July and August, so I'm hoping it comes with one of those specs, preferably a drift spec, then I can use one of those. Because I have 23 spare drifts, 30 monster and drag specs. But there are no cars anymore to put them on. Faction spoils, which is sort of your daily amount. If you log on, that's the amount of bucks you get. Faction work goes for a month. In this case, as you can see here, you can sort of follow it. The wolves are, well, definitely in some of the states even 50%, so the wolves, by the looks of it, the wolves are gonna win again. So select the wolf. In the end of the month, if the faction war is over, the winning mission, the winning faction, so if you're in the wolves and the wolves win in certain states or all over the place, then you get bonus missions. And that is probably the most interesting feature in this game, are the bonus missions. Why? It's hitting crates like we did in one of the missions there. It's hitting crates, and all you have to do is hit a couple of crates, like let's say you need to hit 170 out of 180, so it's longer missions, but it takes you like 4 or 5 minutes, and you get 60,000 bucks from it, with 10% on the missions. In the perk shop, 66, with a car that has all parts, it's double, so you get 132,000 bucks for a 5 mission bonus mission. The only problem with the bonus missions is there are 2 conditions. One, you have to be in the winning faction to be able to play them. If you're in one of the other factions, the bonus missions will not show up. The second condition is they're only available for 48 hours. So at the end of the month you will get a pop-up saying that the faction war is over, and that for the winning faction the bonus missions are available. And then you have to look on your map for the bonus missions, and you can do them for 48 hours, and they give you, if you use the right car and the perks, they give you 130,000 for 5 minutes work. So if you do that for an hour, you can make over 1 million in those bonus missions. So that's probably the best way to get bugs. Other than that, I suggest go to PvP. PvP or multiplayer races. If you don't have much time, if you don't want to race and you think, ah well, not really in a competitive mood today, I just want to hang out, well, you can do faction missions. You can drive for more than an hour. It gives you 350,000 bucks as well. So I think we're sort of covered it now. A quick look, well, more specific look, bit longer video this time, but how to make and save bucks in this game. It's not only about making bucks, but you can also save bucks by not buying the extreme specs, because you can earn them by putting perk points on, so that you have to pay 30% less in the dealers and at the tuners and stuff like that. So it's not only making bucks, it's also saving bucks. The Crew for Newbies part number 8, how to make and save bucks. That was in this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.